Subject name, Michael Octavius. Reason for quarantine. Notes. Unfortunately, due to the circumstances of subject capture, the recovery team has unfortunately caused enough trauma to induce amnesia and short-term memory loss. The director himself is expressing deep interest in the matter and has approved of an experiment. The subject is being placed in one of many Gooner recovery camps. The Goondemic is showing no signs of slowing down. This experiment has been classified as a top priority task.
Welcome back. My character's name is Michael Octavius, but you can just call me Mike. Today we're playing Obenseuer, aka the final destination for chronic Gooners. With no context for my arrival, I'm just here. These guys on the TVs might have had answers, but instead of explaining anything, they skipped straight to asking deeply personal questions. I don't remember most of them, but one stuck with me. How many times a day? Still no idea why I'm here. All signs point to gooning. After all that nonsense, they send me off to figure out my new life. Whatever that means. Turns out, the Goondemic doesn't discriminate. Women too. No miss. She offers me some of her street wisdom, seeing as I'm nothing but fresh meat here. I hear there's a place called Redemption something, handing out free soup. She also says that while her primary job is to provide humanitarian relief, she would sometimes scrounge up some bottles for a quick buck. That's enough to feed myself and scrape by. Barely. Not sure for how long I'm gonna be here, but I get the feeling it's gonna be a long ass time. Naturally, my first move after that conversation was to abduct a cat. Ooh. I have a cat! Yo, I could sell this cat? Anyway, priorities. Where that free soup at? Where the fuck am I going? Got Bazaar, the hostel. I run into this guy sitting on the bench and attempt prodding him whereabouts the soup. Yep. Due to our language barrier, my search for soup continues. Yeah, I don't care about that, sir. Not right now. I need to find Redemption something. Redemption. Unfortunately, the guy at the front desk spoke the same language as the last guy. Why are they all burping? I zoned out on him because Soup was calling my name. Oh my god. I don't know where they're hiding it, but this lady here wasn't too thrilled to see me in her kitchen. Wasn't too long after that, I found the guy handing out the soup. But he wanted me to pray for it. It was almost threatening. Finally, pea soup. It tastes like sadness. Oh, but it came with a complimentary tissue. You know, for the tears. I set the bar pretty low for the food here, but clearly the soup was way below that. Oh, it seems like I'm about to shit myself. I couldn't possibly die if I crap myself, right? Despite the impending evacuation of my bowels, I got distracted by this diseased-looking rat. Looks edible enough. That delay was pretty dangerous because as soon as I sat down, that was a pretty aggressive shit. Of course, I had to check out what little can be made off of empty bottles. Thankfully, poverty has a market value. It's just insultingly low. The one thing that I managed to remember from that conversation with the nice Gooner lady was that I was a robbable little sub. I'm not going to survive out here for very long, it seems. The prospect of being looted for all that I have and waking up to a salty taste in my mouth was not something I wanted to deal with out here in the open streets. Then it hit me. The TV guys made a mistake and they were too lazy to fix it. I've got a tenant. My own home. I own this place. Like a whole building. I'll just live there for free. Even better, turns out other people need a place too, because smelly, dumpy tents in the street are not desirable. I smell profit. Renting out apartments. I can finally see a future for me right here in the Goon Log. This place may smell like bleach, but clearly there's no regular cleaning going on. It's like walking through a dried up soda spill. But there he was, the culprit. He refuses to leave and threatens to shoot at me. But I don't see no gun, so I counteroffer him and tell him he can stay as long as he cleans up after himself. But he counter offers and says I can just hire this one guy to do it instead. Before I could counter offer him, he also mentions that this guy can also renovate the place as well. With a serial Gooner under the same roof, I was certain that my nights were gonna be anything but quiet. It's not the kind of white noise I wanted to fall asleep to, but I really can't complain at this point. Before I set off, I sort through my inventory of junk until... Man. I'm just gonna stuff it into a suitcase with some rats I've collected while I figure out my next step. After packing those away, I went to visit the renovator. Apparently, hiring him means I supply the money, the materials, and emotional support. Sure, he'll do the renovations, but what does he mean by emotional support, and why is it part of the payment plan? He hands me some coffee, but I don't trust that there aren't any special ingredients in there. Unfortunately, I don't want to upset him, and I don't have any better options, so we're just rolling with it. If I'm gonna be paying for this guy's services, I'm gonna need a job. Where do I even go to do or get jobs to make more money? I discover a garden perched above the market. Is it up here? Thankfully they're hiring, but I can't imagine what for. Given the look on his face, he's a seasoned Gooner. I'm terrified of what he's using for fertilizer. Fortunately, he offers me some work tending the garden. But of course, he mentions there's also a side hustle for some extra cash. Yeah, I pretend I didn't hear that and just start planting. After a long shift of putting his seed in the dirt and performing other gardenly duties, I'm bound for yet another duty. It was too late before I even noticed. There was no toilet paper during my second excursion, but I needed a shower. Badly enough that I've summoned a bunch of flies. Problem is, there's no shower anywhere near me.
Not smell like shit, because I smell like shit. The hostel is the place I remember being told that I can get my dirty ass clean.
Then panic sets in.
Get out, where do I go? I smell. What's pod 1? Please. Where do I go? Is it in here? Oh no.
And I break into an apartment hoping it had running water. Nope, just garbage. Actual physical garbage. I'm slowly losing my will to live because there's a glowing turd on a plate. Despite that, I crash on a damp, musty mattress. Smelly, defeated, unshowered. After waking up, I couldn't help but feel nothing but pure misery. Can't tell if it's the apartment or just the stench rising from my own body, but the flies have already voted on that. How the hell am I supposed to convince anyone to rent from me like this? Just as I was about to surrender myself to being forever stinky, salvation. A bottle of disinfectant. Not a shower, sure, but it'll do in a pinch. Feeling a little more human, I head back to the greenhouse to check on the turnips I planted. They've fully grown in under a day, which raises more questions about the fertilizer. And for all that effort, the payout was worse than selling bottles. I'm starting to second guess my decision on that side hustle. I needed a new plan, a less questionable hustle, but whatever I do next, it better pay more than turnips and bottles. How's it hanging? I'm hard at work making new videos, and it goes a little something like this.
Well, the moment has passed. Back to work.
It takes a while, but I hope the wait is worth it. With that in mind, the fact that you're still here right at this very moment calls for an early Christmas present or two, a humble like, and maybe even the more generous subscribe. Jingle the bell while you're at it, because the holidays are right around the corner. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all again.